Hi and welcome to yet another video from me, Leif. And this time I'm going to show how to make a homemade smoke fluid for smoke effects like smoking machines. Not smoking machine, that's a machine that smokes cigarettes. Smoke machines. If you don't have a smoke machine and you have having a party and you want to have some effects, maybe if you have some lights and so on, you can make your own smoke quite cheap and really easy, to be honest. You need a couple of things. You need like a glycerol or glycerine. It's the same thing, different names. You need distilled water, or sometimes it's called clean water. Both of those I bought on a pharmacy, and it's really cheap. This wasn't even I think it was 20 Swedish kronor, and this around 40, I think. And you need aluminium. Yes, this looked quite crappy, but that was what I had. I may suggest that you use some sorry, your aluminium forms that you make cupcakes in. They have a nice form, and it will be easy to use. And you need something to mix it together with, or not with, in. And this contains some water already, so check in your bottle if it contains water or not, your glycerol or glycerine, because it may if it contains water, of course it will be a little bit trickier to get the right amount. For a heavier density, you mix like 30% of this and the rest the water. A little bit lower density, you will use like 13% or so. And you need candles or other heating. I use candles, but do not under any circumstance use too many heating. This is I don't know what it's called in English, but it's heating lights, heating. So if you use too much of those candles, yes, I have been in real life. I've seen it. A friend of mine had lots of them in heat safe glass. We were heating some wine, and all of this, the candles ignite. Not it's really everything burned. So it was so big flames. Even the heat proof, it broke. It exploded, and luckily we had it on a plate. So I took the plate into the bathroom and into the bathtub. And so do not use too much. That's it sounds like a crazy story, but no, it's not. So please take it for a really serious warning. I use 2. It works in this, but I would not use any more. And let's mix a little bit together. I don't take all it, some glycerin, and I take just some water, because as I said, that has water in it. And if you see, I don't know if you can see that, but it's not that super clear now, but when you start you see it looks not clear, but when you're stirring around a little bit, start to clear up. It will take a little bit of time, of course, before smoke will come. I just take a little at this point, because it takes a little bit of time before it start to heat up to the temperature that will make smoke. And it's non-hazard. No problems. You don't need to be thinking of your health. So and why have I made this cone? Crappy looking cone. Yes, it was only the leftovers from that aluminum I had. So, but why do I make this one? Because yes, it will help the fog, because when you place it over this later on, it will fill up. You know, the smoke is rising, and when in a cone it gets a little bit pressure, and it starts to circulate, and you will have like a quite good it makes a quite big difference, to be honest. You will have a quite nice pillar of smoke coming up when it's heating, and when it's it takes, as I said, it takes a little time. So I will let it be on this for a while now, and I will cut to when it starts to smoke. Sometimes it's going quite fast, but it will take at least a little while, because it needs to heat up. I will lower it a little bit as well, so I can see when it starts to boil a little bit. I see some smoke coming now. I don't know, you can't see it yet, but it will soon be a little bit more. So I don't need to, yeah, you see the smoke is rising now, and yes, it's looking not much, but remember, this is only a little one, and it has been on there for like a few minutes or so. So if you fill this up a little bit, after 5 and 10 minutes, you will get quite much smoke, more than you expect, especially if you use the cone, put it over like this. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it here. It's coming some smoke, but when it's really more, when it's more into and warmer, I don't know if you see the smoke is coming up. It's just a little bit, but this really helps. And try to get this is not, as I said, it's crappy, but I work with what I had at home. But if you use this, try to make a nice arrangement. If you use a cupcake, I will do that later, but I don't have the forms for the cupcakes, for example. Use the double for don't use, because they are quite thin, and yes, aluminum can you can get holes in them if it gets too warm. So use at least 2 together, and then you can make some cone. Don't you I know a friend of mine that I told this to, he tried to use the top, and I've seen it on other videos of this as well. I've seen them use the top of a pet bottle, like a Coke bottle or something, but don't use that, because it will melt if you put that on this. Yeah, it looks nice on the videos, but it will melt. This is going to be really warm after a while, so the plastic will melt. And if you're going to move around this a little bit, use some flyers or what, I don't know what it's called. I got one here that I often use when I have to remove it, and don't put it on directly on the table or something. I use like if I have to move this now, I will put it over the glass here. So be careful, and as always, don't let the leave it alone, and don't keep it under watch. And this may be not a good thing for small children and so on, but you can also, I had done that also. I had some fluid for my vape. I had some vape fluid. I don't use nicotine on that, and I use that in this, and I get some nice smell or sense of that it was blueberry in that one, and it did smell like blueberries. And you see, now I've been talking a couple of minutes here now or so, and you see that it's starting to get more smoke coming out. And remember, now it's even, if I put in more here now, wait for it to, so it would, that one, it was almost dry there now. So this will go quite fast. You will, if you leave this, if you do one or two of those these settings, and leave it on for say an hour before the party or something, you will have a quite okay smoke for light effects and so on. So it's a cheap way if you don't have a smoke machine. It can't, of course, compete with the smoke machine, but it will give you some smoke. But also one thing, you can also, I haven't tried that yet, I will buy commercial smoke fluid that I will try to use like this. And I will use water-based. The water-based is a little bit better if you use than if you use the non water-based fluid. Why? Because, well, it will get sticky, so don't leave this too long. If you don't like to clean, it will get sticky on the floors and so on. So after your party you have to but you have to clean, but after a really good party you have to clean anyway. Now just of course just it takes a little more time since I have refilled it. Now this must heat up and so on, but you have seen some smoke. Yes, it wasn't much, but it was just for showing. And leave it, put some in. I will even do that because I will use it more. I put it in that like that, and I will wait now, and I will have some smoke later today. Have a nice evening or day or morning or whatever when you watch this, and if you feel like it, and if you want to be supportive on this channel, I would appreciate if you give it a like or share, or if you comment, and if you really have to, you can even dislike, but whatever. Have a nice day. Bye bye.